questions relating to sample here in court. Sample, that is page. Specimen, which ends with 09, that is the one of the trigger house.
It is page 69.
69, yes. And on page 69, you went through C1, C2, and C3. I would like so C1 being, which was reference to sample 001, which was belonging to the deceased.
That's correct, my lord.
And then sample 004, then sample 005 is the one belonging to A2 Patricia.
That's correct, my lord.
And then 004 belongs to accused.
My lord, 682Y23 S004
Yes.
is a sample from Monica.
Okay, that is for accused one. I want you to clarify for us how you come to the conclusion of the major and minor contributors to the trigger and trigger house.
My lord, earlier I talked about the two sets of hypotheses. After developing them, I do a quantitative analysis. From the system quantitative analysis. Quantitative analysis. From the quantitative analysis, the system gives me a figure which we call the likelihood ratio. That is on page 70. Which is the likelihood ratio. Yes. This figure, my lord, on page 70 is 1.29. 70 is 1.29 times 10 to the power 37. This figure is what informs my opinion that the hypothesis HP, fits the data as opposed to hypothesis HD. From this, I look at the estimates under hypothesis HP, which are on page 69. Under HP, which is on page 69. And here you have the contribution proportions for the three persons of interest who are under that hypothesis.
For the
Contributions
for the how many people?
for the three contributors under that hypothesis. For specimen 682Y23S019,
For specimen again.
682Y23S019,
This is the trigger and trigger house.
S0.
S019. The contributions of the deceased for specimen S001
S001
001 is 38.687%.
Repeat the percent.
38.687%. The next one for one of the persons of interest, S004.
That is the contribution.
That is for
The contribution.
yes, the contribution
S004 is Molly Katanga.
is
No, Katanga is S.
004
Yes.
is 43.1%. And contribution from Patricia, which is under is 18.212%.
1, 2.
From this, I can deduce the major contributor is the one who has the higher percentage at 43.1%. That is Monica Katanga, specimen S004. 43.1%.
Okay. Council also asked two questions relating to the phrase
ati abeena alinga ogamba okutolereza kwaye akagenda yalula emundu eyakolesei alawo akacweka kamundu kokwatawo kubana ojja kutuuta esasi so mukutolereza kwaye akagenda kwesanga S004 S004 akaba na akakontributinga na 3 katonyezemu %. Then Patricia ya contributinga 18 katonyeza 2 so yamalira nagamba nti hano ayine percentage eraigulu omwendo ogulaigulu niwe yakwasira okumunda omundu so kino kikole kyangu mole niwe yakwasira omundu.
Okay, you know the percentage of the deceased. Which was
38.687. Only 687.
though anyway, the results remain the same.
Yes. So we were also asked questions relating to the use of the phrase a billion times more likely. I want you to clarify in what context you use that phrase as opposed to 99.99%.
My Lord, in undertaking the quantitative approach, my approach is based on what we call likelihood ratio. So the approach is likelihood ratio. Using a method which we call maximum likelihood estimation. Likelihood estimation. That figure on page 70, my Lord, which I earlier said was 1.29 times 10 to the power 37.
Which was 1.
0.29 times 10 to the power 37 is a figure which is more than a billion. That figure informs my wording and my wording is capped at a billion. I cannot mention figures beyond a billion. I cap the figure at a billion. So anything beyond a billion, I say a billion. And the billion is to guide me on which hypothesis is supported by the data. And that's why the wording is that way. As in my report.
And what about the 99.99?
Using the approach of combined,
Well, no, nobody asked about 99.
Should have used the phrase of 99.9%.
No.
In the billion, it was just exaggerating.
No, my lord. What came out in cross-examination was that he used more than a billion times to
so there is no exaggeration.
Council 0 S0017, which was the sample from the swab.
Sample S
S017. This was a profile from the sample of the swab of the magazine. And he took you to location FGA. At location FGA. And explanation, you said alert 25 did not belong to any of the persons in question. I would like you therefore to clarify at that same location whether people of interest also found there at location FGA. Whether FGA. GA. 25 was one of the alerts that we found. So I want him to clarify. Yes. Same for alert 25, whether people of interest also found at that location.
My Lord, I'm sorry to interrupt again, but also that question.
Here. At the profile of Henry Katanga and at FGA, it's 24 and 27. There is no 25. At location FGA, alert 25 by Henry Katanga. But he went ahead alerts that are here. So I want him to clarify the other alerts of 23, 24, 27, who do they belong to? And he has to belong to himself. That is the clarification we are seeking.
The question was
My Lord, I think asking who they belong to when the question is very clear. And who does 25 belong to? That is what we said. It is true that in these answers, this one belongs, this one, that one belongs, that one. But our question was very clear. Who does 25 belong to? And his answer was it does not belong to any of them. So I think that to clarify that answer by trying to bring new information, my Lord, is the extent of our objection. We have no problem with my learned friend cross-examining, re-examining within the limit of our cross-examination. Our challenge is when she starts to try and expand the evidence on other issues. Because if he's been specifically asked, who does this belong to? And he gives an answer, and then in re-exam you're saying, okay, this doesn't belong to them, but what about this one? What about this one? What about this one? My Lord, that amounts to a new matter.
Yes.
My Lord, it came out in cross-examination, and I pray that court allows me to clarify.
Around 25, isn't it? 25.
So, aside from 25 at that location, kindly clarify on the other alleys that were around.
That's not 25. You're wrong about that. Now, you see, those things should have already been examination.
We can't really say what they are doing.
Yeah, if you miss it out. Yes. That's
Okay.
different.
I'll rephrase the question by you. So, in looking at that sample, and in the grand scheme of things, would you consider only array 25?
My Lord, in the examination of a profile for each specimen, I consider all the 23
And after examining what findings,
My Lord, upon examining specimen S017,
What is that?
That is the swab
Yeah, this one,
from the
yeah.
magazine.
Yeah, yeah.
I recall, my Lord, that I had two sets of hypotheses in the report on page 25. Yes. So the results support the hypothesis HP. In this regard, my Lord, from the data, it is more than 1 billion times. It's more than 1 billion times likely that the major contributor and the minor contributors are the deceased, Henry Katanga and Patricia Katanga, as opposed the deceased Henry Katanga and Patricia Katwanza, as opposed to the deceased and 2 other untested, unrelated individuals from the Ugandan population. Individuals from the Ugandan population. Yes. And unrelated individuals. Therefore, my Lord, therefore, my Lord, and Patricia Katwanza cannot be excluded as donor contributors to the DNA on exhibit labeled 4-1.
What is that?
4-1, which is the pistol magazine.
And what is this other one? What is that? This is
So,
S0.
so from exhibit labeled
That's
4-1,
S017.
S017 is the specimen, the swab we got from exhibit 4-1.
Pistol. Yes, sir.
And in what percentages?
That didn't arise as well.
My Lord, the percentages did not arise in cross-examination. Again, it's new.
All right.
Yeah, really, yes.
Ekibeera nikigenda omumaiso
I sense the one which is going to oppose you.
ekibeera nikigenda omumaiso basookerege ku mwabuza awaki bwe babeeni bakyamwabuza yakozesako ekigambo biliyoni then yagamba nti bwe yabeena atoolereza kagenda kwesanga 1.29 times 10 power 37 ekuyingula million, so nikyo yakozesako eki kigambo. Then ekyakandi bamwabuza alo location bakoseizeko FGA, bamwabuza inywa abakujunaanizibwa mukabawo, then yagamba nnyo mutabo, then ekisembereyo akatono akatolereza na magazine ya pisto then akagenda kwesanga nti abakikwasira omuno akaba Mole Katanga na Patricia Kakwanza. So yamalira n'agamba nti Mole Katanga na Patricia Kakwanza tibakusobola kuluga kunaka mukutolereza kuno nti nibo bakwasire muno magazine niyo bateeka amasasi.
You were also referred to sample. Yes. You were referred to sample S023, which was the swabbing of the cartridge. 23. The swabbing from the cartridge casing. And your findings were that the deceased and Mole were not the donor contributors. However, counsel said that it was your officers who contributed. Is that true? And why?
My Lord, it is not true that personnel in the laboratory contaminated the exhibit.
No, my Lord, again, I'm sorry. I was very specific. The officers are referred to by name, Rob Kadabra and David Betexi. And not lab person. Not lab.
Okay, let me do this. I think the one. But you will never play. What names did you mention?
I mentioned two specific names, Rob Kadabra and David Betexi.
Not in the lab. I asked if that's recruit him as well, isn't it?
Please explain why you believe it was not the two officers, but contaminated.
That Mr. Kabaruna. Boom. And
David Betty.
did what? It's not like
My Lord, my understanding of the question at the time.
but they've already told you asked you this question. Why did you ask? She asked
Thank you, my Lord. My Lord, the two names which have been mentioned, two officers.
you. Yeah, that is just one kind of Kadar. And they will be regretting.
Yes.
Is it true?
No, my Lord, to the best of my knowledge, it is not true
That they did what?
that they contaminated, to the best of my knowledge, from the side where I am in.
But this minute is not even. But you will have the
No.
cannot know. By the way, but you are to the best.
He suspects.
No, no. And I think I has answered it properly. Contaminated the what? Sir, contaminated the what?
The cartridge.
Let me answer. Can you answer me?
Yes, to the best of did not contaminate this exhibit.
So they have their paper.
That is 6:30.
All right. Also asked you also questions relating to accreditation by ISO stroke IEC. Is it mandatory for every lab to be accredited by ISO IEC 17?
My Lord, laboratory. The laboratory
To do it.
to have accreditation prior to conducting this analysis.
From so specific ISO and
ISO 17025,
ISO and ISO.
ISO 17025 accreditation.
So in my work, it is not under how accreditation for ISO.
But we have a mandate from the government of Uganda through the public service that established the Directorate of Forensic Services.
Directorate of
Forensic Services in the Uganda Police Force.
I think we have answered that.
Yes, my lord. Related to that, you indicated that your results are therefore reliable. Why did you say so?
My Lord, in order to demonstrate reliability of our work, the government of Uganda, in establishing it, requires us to have systems or protocols that are benchmarked against global best practices.
Really sorry, but when we asked for these exact protocols, he refused to give them to us. So, my lord, I think you can't talk about things that have not been given in evidence. We asked for them. And we made an application, we wrote a letter, we were told he cannot provide them. In cross-examination, if he has provided them, and he said no. For him now to say that they are the basis of his authority, I think, my lord, it's outside of the law. The Evidence Act is very clear that what has not been provided cannot be relied upon.
Yes, and
My lord, I'll be happy to provide my colleague with the section.
My lord,
Okay, but now, the answer is on record.
yes.
And you see why. Why you never been provided. Because he must have some basis for me to work, and you have seen it.
Yes.
Why are you expecting it?
I'll ask you therefore the next question. Presented to you some old standing orders of 1984. And in those, he was trying to insinuate that you did not have authorization to do forensic analysis. Where do you derive from forensic analysis?
can you ask right for that? Not your mind.
Someone is explaining. Very next to the project.
Yes.
My lord, the problem is that it's prejudicial.
No,
Ask for
there's
them
nothing
to
that is
raise, and then they want to raise it now.
No.
Because we asked in writing.
We asked him.
To us. If you did explain it. To us.
Yes.
Okay, my lord, it can get worse. For them,
Because he had wrote it out.
the court can stop it.
I want to, my Lord, cannot be fairness and justice. Yes, he's telling this court the basis of his, basically the basis of his conclusion, based on material he has, which but you have no more function. And you find permission to yourself.
My Lord, if I may,
Yeah, you.
if we may all recall, Council came here with the document and cited the standing orders of 1984. And he made the witness to critically read and after that he said, I put it to you that you don't have authorization to do forensic analysis. And that is the clarification we want to seek from you.
Okay, you do.
My Lord, the authorization is from the government of Uganda, the public service standing orders that established the directorate under the Uganda Police Force.
That is
The Directorate of Forensic Services under the Uganda Police Force. My Lord,
now, I think you answered that. Don't destroy our fresh.
That's not
that the public service standing orders that supersede the police standing orders. Service standing orders supersede the police standing orders.
all right.
I will not say that. We will bring it out.
So basookireko bamwabuza ali basajja babiri ba polisi abayombo Kagalura na David Bates nti bwe balaba bakwasirwamu kuya obujulizi kyonka yatugamba nti amagezi gaye agayina ekyo takimanya. So then yagaruka yatugamba nti gavumenti ya Uganda ebe bonka ba police
It does not guide my opinion. And it's not part of my findings.
We would like you to give us a clarification on would like you to clarify why you picked swabs on the ground.
My Lord, my examination is guided by the case information on 17A and the request on police form 17.
We are saying.
let's go one by one.
I am quoting what counsel said. Same to insinuate that the exhibits that were submitted to him were sufficient. Yet, in his response, he said, according to police, they were sufficient. So I wanted to find out from him what guided him to pick more samples.
Well, why did he pick more?
Yes.
Suppose that mean
Yes.
the police gave him.
Yes.
My Lord, I request to have the 17 is just to read from there.
Yeah, still really
My Lord, I'm going to read on PIDE 1D. Examination required 4. Carry out any other relevant forensic examination that can assist in the investigation.
in the PF 17F,
Yes.
police requested that
I'm reading from PIDE 1D. It reads
any
PIDE 1D under the column examination required. There is number 4.
in what column?
Examination required.
Examination required column.
There is number 4 support. And it reads I'll also read from
The same thing?
it's but different wording but similar. From PI the same is PIDE 2A, PIDE 06.
PIDE
Yes.
20.
2A, PIDE 2B,
To be
PIDE 03, PIDE 04, PIDE 05, and PIDE 06.
what is there?
They want this similar wording, carry out any analysis that may help in the investigations.
Explain to that. Why?
Council also asked 2 questions of items, specifically the shots that as contained on the PF 17A, and how you also describe them on your report. Are you bound by the descriptions of the police relating the items and according to you for examination?
My Lord, I'm not bound by the descriptions.
By police.
The description, I'm not bound by the descriptions made by the on 17A described. And I also make an attempt to take the photographs of what I examined, which have been the report. Yes. The exhibits.
Did I ask you about that? No, you just. Now you ask me.
All right. So I want you to also further clarify what guides you in your description.
My Lord, my description is based on what I see. and my appreciation of the evidential material.
And your
My appreciation of the evidential material.
So, basokerege mwakuza awaki kubasa ebyakolesebwa kyali mu lipooti yayiyandika eyagamba nti ekyo kitabe ali bimu byeyatungire then lwakyola wamwabuza ebyo ebyakolesebwe bikaba nibimala kyonka waki yagenzera mu maiso nokola sample hali ebyakolesebwa then yagamba ayina nalatutwaire zi PIBE 12.
We just said that it is in the police secret. That's a regime that you can do and provide any other information.
alo fomu ya polisi ekumweleza authority kukola examination kasita bweraba bwekikuba nikisobola kuleetawo okutolereza okundi niko kyatugamba.
Council asked you about fingerprints that are picked in the direction of criminal and offenders identification department. What is the purpose of those fingerprints?
The main purpose, pursuant to the Identification of Offenders Act,
The main purpose of what?
of taking is pursuant to the Identification of Offenders Act, which requires that persons that are the police
Of the political
in custody of the police or under investigation submit their fingerprints to check on repeat offending. That is the primary purpose.
Let's say you even do us a fiction. I know you don't have it now. And in the future, I believe with another court, where you allow to give some information so that the right is more specific.
You were asked questions also relating to the sticks that were presented to court. So I want us to go stick by stick. Number 2, did you find any blood on it?
My lord, there was no
It's not going to by
The sample numbers was exhibit 2 that constitutes the report items from 38 to 30.
yeah, because with the platoon, I know.
Yes.
They don't look, I don't look at
platoon is exhibit number 19.
It is?
exhibit mark 19.
Baton.
A wooden baton with brown leather sling.
With it?
Brown leather sling.
So, what's the information about it?
There were, my lord, there were no visible stains detected on that X-ray.
Our specific, was there blood?
My lord, there was no blood on the exhibit mark 19.
What about exhibit 224 dash
What was that?
There were three exhibits they talked about: 24-1, 24-2, and 24-3.
24-1 is?
24-1, my lord, is a T-shaped copper-like adjustable.
24
Dash 1
is
T-shaped copper-like adjustable walking stick.
yes. Okay.
Did you find blood on it?
My lord, there was no blood detected on the exhibit.
Okay, on the next.
24-2
On
is
the which? Then the next one is
24-2
Yes, which one is this?
is a 115 centimeter wooden stick.
Was there blood on it?
There was no blood detected on it.
Next is 24-3.
24-3, my lord,
what was
is a 106 centimeter wooden stick.
Was there blood on it?
My lord, there was no blood on this item, but we had pointed out, my lord, those peculiar brown marks in cross-examination.
So the brown marks that you referred to in cross-examination, were they blood?
My lord, these marks presumptively tested blood. But because we could see them, we proceeded to swab this particular exhibit.
Okay. It was put to you that it was put to you that you did not proceed with the exhibit of the baton because it had DNA to show that A1 Mole was beaten. Is that true?
That is not true, my lord.
And why?
The reason why in exhibit mark 19, exhibit mark 19, and indeed also exhibit mark 21. Was that, in my opinion, there was nothing peculiar about these exhibits. In light of the fact, in light of the fact that I have observed no visible stains on these items. I have not observed visible stains. I have not observed visible stains on these items, like Exhibit 19 and 21.
So basogerege kumwabuza mukasoki we awakia fingerprints. So yagamba nti omuntu wena ali mu nkomo ate ali police balina kutekinga fingerprints niko bagenda omumaiso n'okutolereza then yabazaawo ebyakolesebwa alo Exhibit 19 egyo niyo batoon yatugamba etamu n'omusaayi gwona batagisanga omusaayi gwona. Exhibit 24 dash 1 it's 24 dash 1 ekaba mu ngeri ya T-shaped copper like adjustable king stick nayo batagisanga omusaayi gwona. Then 24-2 ekaba 115 eri centimeter 115 kakaba kali katika wumu nako batakasanga omusaayi gwona. Then 24-3 bakagimezarengamu 106 wooden stick nayo etaba omusaayi gwona kyonka ekaba erina kutonyeza bwa brown on it kyonka bwe balengerawo ku testing nabwo kutonyeza obwo butabe n'omusaayi. Then yagamba atagenda omumaiso na Exhibit 19 egyo niyo batoon na Exhibit 21 abokuba bitabe birinawo okutonyeza bwona bikotya tutya.
So I'd like you also to clarify what has been put to you relating to when you received the gun. When you receive exhibit.
That is what is that for? It's not. That is
Oh, yes, ma'am.
when did you receive it?
I wrote Exhibit marked 4, which is the gun, was received on the 3rd of November 2023 at the Forensic Gateway as per PIDE 1B.
When did you start processing it?
My Lord, the processing of the exhibits.
I'm sorry, but had corrected my line sister, but I think she has gone beyond the ambit of pre-examination. These are matters which you should have raised in examination in chief. You cannot now start asking, when did you receive the gun? You know, in any case, what is it there that she wants to clarify? The form is clear. The gun was received on a particular date. There is no ambiguity about the date when it was received. So there is nothing, my Lord, to clarify.
when the witness attempts